tried to add some boobies, like other hosts you'll find. Elvira and added a sexy usherette when Miss Mittens left him behind. Ha ha ha. Well, Mr. Lobo made a call to his old pal in the end, Larry, because he looks identically like a famous robot friend. Robot roll call. So, if you're wondering about how it gets away with ripping off MST, and repeat to yourself, it's just satire, a fair use of parody. On Cinema Insomnia 3000.
Tonight's feature is brought to you in Wood Vision and Ed Wood D-colorization. Because even color can't save this movie. I'm Mr. Lobo. The year was 1994. A runaway comet hurtled between the Earth and the Moon, causing cosmic destruction. And director Tim Burton made a bio-comedy about misunderstood, alcoholic, cross-dressing exploitation artist Edward D. Wood Jr., the writer and director of Plan 9 from Outer Space, and his adventures with his weird and wacky pals trying to make so bad they're good films in Hollywood. Even though Tim Burton's film was actually award-winning and critically acclaimed, so good it's good, it unfortunately was a bomb at the box office. Many walked out of the theater. The choice of black and white confused many, including some projectionists who just couldn't manage to keep it in focus. They were using those old cameras. That doesn't even make sense. It's not even good science. It's not an excuse. Mr. Lobo feels kind of bad about asking for his money back now, since the film didn't actually make any money, and since it didn't make any money and Disney never holds on to its copyrights, we're going to present to you now Oscar-winning Martin Landau and the frightening man boy Johnny Depp in the role of a low lifetime, Ed Wood. Well, apparently Disney is still holding out for some mainstream success with that one. So instead, we're going to go the other way. Do you really want to know Ed Wood? Do you want the real stuff? Do you think you can take it? Well, I, Mr. Lobo, as a duly appointed saint in the Church of Ed Wood, happen to own a lost VHS tape given to me by Reverend Steve that's so bad, it's bad. Put on your Wood-O-Vision glasses and make peace with your God as Cinema Insomnia loudly presents Edward D. Wood Jr.'s Venus Flytrap.
Oh, my friend, how far have you progressed from the Stone Age? How far have we advanced from the ooze and the slime? Why is it that our miracle men of science are so helpless against the onslaught by Mother Nature? Man in the clutches of inhuman greed and lust will destroy not only himself, but the very earth that gave him life. The fortunate few who survive must find new worlds. Perhaps the moon, or Mars, perhaps Venus.
Reagan here. Yes, of course.
Dr. Bragan?
All eyes seem to be out of cigarettes.
Dr. Bragan, I'm a non-smoker.
Oh, excuse me. My mind is not working. There's so many things.
Center of the storm, 100 miles south. Wind direction changed again to north-northeast. Wind velocity here, 8 miles per hour. Lift off to countdown now at 3 hours, 16 minutes, and 4 seconds.
How in the hell can anybody be so utterly stupid as to build a rocket base on the coast of Florida?
There's always another day.
Another day? There's been too many other days. Days! It's all right, Paul. I'll be all right. Just a minute. Just give me a minute, please. Oh.
I won't say it.
You don't have to. I know what you think. Bragan here. Yes, where? Well, thank you. It's right here. Paul, it's right here. The wind direction was west by northwest. By golly, we're going to make it this time. That baby is going to fly.
You lost me, Doctor. Has there been a change?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, this phone call. There was a storm moving in on us, but it seems to be veering off in this direction, see? Now, if the wind velocity holds at its present reading, that will give us just enough time. Paul, proceed as scheduled.
3, 2, 1, 0. We have ignition. You've done it, Doctor. You've done it.
Yes, but such a long, long, long way to our final destination.
The months will pass quickly, and all the stress and disappointments and past failures, they're all behind us now.
True. True.
Here you go.
Thanks. Just what I need.
You need more than a drink.
Doctor, you think my mind is failing?
No failing, no, Doctor. Your present work proves that. But then I think you are overworked. A doctor? It certainly wouldn't hurt to have one look you over.
Work. I thrive on it, and you know it.
Dr. Bragan, my old friend, you've been at this 365 days a year for 5 years. You're tired. We need men like you with your intelligence. I'm merely suggesting, Dr. Bragan, that all of us, at some time, find ourselves in need of a little rest, a little care.
Now, what hospital would you suggest?
Hospitals are for the sick. I'd suggest a long trip, maybe to my country. You have all summer.
Paul Nakamura, you're a very capable assistant. More, a good friend.
And it's only a matter of recordings until the capsule reaches its destination.
All summer. I was set to visit your country once. In college, botany was my major. I was to study the relationship between the giant sequoia in California and the ancient cryptomeria in Japan. But there was a war, remember? Mathematics became all important. Botany had to take a back seat. After the war, more mathematics. Mathematics more complicated than ever before in history.
Dr. Bragan, Japan is very beautiful at this time of the year.
You know, I do believe you're trying to tell me something. And keep me posted if anything happens.
Now, don't you worry, Dr. Bragan. You're sure you won't change your mind about driving up the coast?
No, I find driving very relaxing, and besides, I might find some interesting flora and fauna along the way.
Well, just remember that your flight leaves at 0900 on Monday.
I'll be there on time.
And my cousin will meet you at the Tokyo airport.
Yes, Paul.
And everything's in the trunk.
Yes, Paul.
Well, goodbye, Dr. Bragan. Have a nice trip.
Thank you so much.
Miss Mittens, just keep your pot on, okay? There is a man-eating plant in this film. I promise. Just hang on. It's coming, okay? The movie's just starting to warm up. You know, it's just getting you in the mood. Just starting to boil. Nice car, though. It's not like a 66 Dodge Charger town car. Probably handles like a powder blue Sherman tank. Well, at least you're still with us. Cinema Insomnia will be right back. Seriously, it goes somewhere.
Join the Dodge Rebellion with the Dodge Boys.
Charger, new leader of the Dodge Rebellion. Muscle enough to catch anything on the road. Available with 4 barrels, dual exhaust, V8 power, hideaway headlights, 4 roomy bucket seats. Fabulous new full-size fastback. Charger.
And that's not all Charger is. It's also a sports wagon. These bucket seats fold down flat to give you a cargo space 7.5 feet long. Enough to carry skis or whatever you please. Aren't you ready to join the Dodge Rebellion? Drive the Charger. Then price it. You'll be surprised. And that's where the Dodge Boys start to deal. Go see the Dodge Boys. They're wonderful guys to deal with.
Tonight's feature is deliberately paced, is packed with clumsy Edward D. Wood Jr. dialogue, made even clumsier by a cast of washed-up actors and wet-behind-the-ears ESL students, is as dull as a box of rusty garden tools, and truly dares you to stay awake. Mr. Lobo is going to have to ask you, as I have in the past, to take the insomniac's oath. Please assume the position and repeat after me. I, as an initiated member of the Sleepless Nights of Insomnia, do solemnly swear to watch the movie, the whole movie, and nothing but the movie. So help me, Mr. Lobo. You may stand down. Hurts more every time. And now, back to tonight's man-made, man-eating plant feature. I hope it grows on you. Edward D. Wood Jr.'s Venus Flytrap.
Anybody around? Hello? Hello? Well,
Howdy.
hello there.
Heard you chugging in there. Heard you honking and hollering and everything. Suspect you got some trouble, huh?
Well, I sure have.
Just think how much trouble both of us would have had if I'd let old Ernie and Gordon here go right quick like.
Now, don't you do that.
They've been right sickly lately, and I'm going to have to send them back where they belong for a spell. There'll hold them.
Are they poisonous?
Yep, millions of them around these parts. Now, what's your trouble, mister?
I don't know. I seem to have plenty of gas.
Well, sir, why don't I take a look at your car? Why don't you take a look at my snakes? No charge. Even got one of the old coral snakes in there.
Well, I'm telling you, snakes have never been of any interest to me.
Oh, snakes is of interest to everybody, even if they scared them. So go on in.
Venus flytrap.
Hey, where'd you get your gas last?
At the base at Cape Kennedy. Why?
That figures I don't see how they ever got a rocket off the ground. Your fuel line's all clogged up.
Well, can you fix it?
Of course I can.
Take you long?
Might take a spell. Make yourself at home with my snakes.
That plant, is it for sale?
Now, what would a fella like you be wanting with a little old bug catcher like her? Nope. She ain't for sale. Too small. But there's plenty more out in the swamp there where she came from. Help yourself. Hey, shovel up at the back gate there. You're welcome to it.
It's a good thing that's so small. A big one could take an arm off.
Yes, it could at that.
Dr. Bregan. Bregan Hudson. Dr. Bregan, I have been expecting you. Is everything nicely taken care of for you?
Yes, I seem to have passed.
Good. I really hope you have a most delightful visit to Japan.
Thank you.
Welcome once again.
Thank you.
Good luck, Dr. Bregan.
Thank you.
Dr. Bregan,
Yes?
I am Noriko Hamamura, cousin to your assistant, Paul Nakamura, who informs me now I am to be your guide and your assistant.
That Paul. He forgot to mention that his cousin was... Well, now, you're an unexpected pleasure. And I might add, a very beautiful one.
Flattery will get you everywhere, Dr. Bregan.
It was you who made all the arrangements.
With the help of your friend in the American consulate, who sends you his best regards and hopes you will dine with him soon.
That would be nice. I must call Norman and thank him.
I've arranged for your hotel, and your luggage will be taken care of. Your pleasure, Dr. Bregan.
Well, I could use some refreshments. I believe you are my assistant and my guide. Lead on.
Come. Slippers.
What a charming place.
A bit of old Japan, Dr. Bregan.
Beautiful, beautiful. Noriko, an excellent suggestion.
どうぞ。いらっしゃいませ。I order sake.
Wood.
願いします。Something special?
Very.
I'm not to ask.
For the time being, no.
A time and a place?
Yes, a time and a place.
This really, really is a man-eating plant movie. Okay, I promise, okay? I told you to be patient. Just be patient with this movie. Okay, you have some gripes. Yes, there should be more air holes in the box. I agree. How did Dr. Bragan get past customs? Well, it's probably a lot easier to bring a carnivorous plant into Japan than it is to bring fruit into California. Cinema Insomnia. We'll be right back. Just hang in there.
Have you been injured in a skateboard or skateboard-related accident? Do you need a lawyer? I'm not a poser. I'm a hardcore skate punk like you, and I know the law. This is actually my skateboard. Pretty tight, huh?
Brad is like totally cool. I fell down in front of the courthouse, he got my medical expenses paid, and he got me a bag.
That's right. I'll even get you a bag. I'm not here to judge you. That's the court's job. I'm a hardcore skate punk like you, and I know the law. And more importantly, I know how to help you break it.
Don't delay. Call Rat Abrams and Associates today. Look for our ad in Thrasher magazine.
Later days, dudes.
You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia. Hello? Oh, Mr. Russell, sir. How are we doing in the ratings? Oh, really? Really? Audiences think it's the most unwatchable episode I've ever done. That is really saying something. Why did I choose to make the film black and white when it's originally in color? Well, sir, don't you... Oh, yeah, really? The worst color film does better in the ratings than the best black and white film? Can't believe that. Well, how does the worst black and white film do? I see. Well, Mr. Russell, what you don't understand is that we're trying to appeal to a hip, sophisticated, cult movie audience. Advertisers aren't interested in smart viewers. Okay, yes, you've said that before. What? Do I really like movies like this, or do I just hate myself? What kind of question is that? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Oh, excuse me. And now back to Lost in the Translation meets Little Shop of Horrors as Edward D. Wood Jr. always imagined it, Venus Flytrap.
I took the liberty of asking my professor at the university, and he said he would be most happy to have you use his laboratories and greenhouse.
That was most kind of him and of you. But for the time being, I'd prefer something more remote. Perhaps I've been around too many people lately. I'd like to know if I want seclusion, I could have it.
I know the perfect place. It has a greenhouse and plenty of seclusion. That's where I became interested in botany.
It sounds great. Where is it?
High in the mountains near Criswell. It has been abundant for years. I'm sure my father would certainly want you to use it.
Is it much farther?
Doctor, when you permitted me to be your assistant, you also accepted me as your guide. you're driving, Dr. Bregan.
I can understand why your father decided this wasn't a good place for a resort hotel.
All it needed was a new road, but the cost was too much. I haven't been up here for years. I don't know what to expect. Asama, an active volcano. Another reason for the decline of my father's property. Frightening. But it's not dangerous.
I hope you're right. Let's get out of here.
Much farther.
I hope not.
It's not what I remember.
It's what I'd forgotten.
I don't understand, Doctor.
Just leave it that way. It's what I'd nearly forgotten. On the contrary, I couldn't have designed it any better for my plans.
Come, let me show you the hotel.
Good. Watch out! Well, what the?
He is a caretaker for my father, and we startled him. As I said before, Asama only looks dangerous most of the time. My father said some of the rooms are still furnished. You'll be comfortable here. Our dining room.
He certainly is an odd character.
Can I get you a cup of coffee?
No, thanks.
I can get rid of him if you like.
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. He can't help his appearance, and he probably couldn't hold a job anyplace else.
My father said he's a good worker.
I'm sure he's quite capable.
It's a lonely life up here. I suppose that's why he took the job. No one to stare at him. Some people can be very unkind.
I understand. Well, it's been a long day. If you'll excuse me, I think I'll go to my room. Thank you again, and good night.
Good night, Doctor.
Fierce beast, but probably good to have around. I don't want anybody spying once we start to work.
Come, let's look around.
Oh, where's the greenhouse? I want to see that first.
It's over there.
Wow. Excellent, excellent.
It's in rather good shape. Old Kawhi is somewhat of a gardener and has been taking care of it.
Good, let's have a look.
They're at the greenhouse, Miss Mittens. The greenhouse. You know what that means, right, Miss Mittens? Miss Mittens? Miss Mittens? Oh, I get it. You stay for super wheels, and you leave for the man-eating plant bit? Amateur! Well, I hope you will stay with Mr. Lobo. Please don't leave me.
Hello. I'm Orson Welles. I direct films and act in them. What we're always trying for, of course, is perfection. In a film, that's only a hope. But with G&G, you can rely on it. Perfection. G&G. Nika whiskey.
Across this great nation, almost everyone has been affected in one way or another by this terrible tomato onslaught. Mrs. Williams, I understand your husband is missing.
Yes,
Do you think he's dead?
Well,
Will you miss him? Will you marry again? What if he's laying in a ditch somewhere with both his legs broken, calling your name? You will have to find another man, you know. You're no spring chicken.
Lives are shattered. The nation is in chaos. Death and destruction sweeps the country. Foursquare Productions presents perhaps the funniest film ever made.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You've never seen a film like it. This is the incredible story of the world's ultimate disaster. Vicious man-eating tomatoes grow to monstrous proportions. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You've never seen anything like it.
She left me. The houseplant co-host leaves Mr. Lobo in the middle of the man-eating plant movie. I can't do any of my prepared plant jokes now. This turkey is going to stuff Mr. Lobo in the ratings. Ed Wood curse strikes again. Of course. Why didn't I put it together before? The premiere Bride of the Monster rained out. Nobody showed up. Plan 9 from Outer Space live show. Mysterious projector hum through the entire second half of the movie. We never figured out where it came from. Mr. Lobo is cast in the remake of Plan 9 from Outer Space. I miss my flight. I lose my luggage. My rental car breaks down. I come back home from the gig. The Lobo-mobile breaks down. My mind is reeling. How could my luck get any worse? All right, Mr. Lobo. Let's get a grip. We've got work to do. And now back to the film that put the final nail in the cardboard coffin of James Craig's career and mine. Edward D. Wood Jr.'s Venus Flytrap.
just excellent.
Rudolph, get away from that.
Don't kill it! That box is not to be disturbed. Do you hear? If I can't have what I want here, then I'll have to find a place somewhere else. No one, do you understand? No one is to disturb this box.
Did you find it?
Yes, a bucket full.
Come and sit down.
It'd be good to rest for a while.
There is a time. All must rest. Coffee?
No, thanks. Yes, I expect so. I have been a little aggravating the past few days, haven't I? Now, you don't have to answer that. I know I have.
Doctor, I am your assistant and a very good botanist. I am sure if you just allow me, I could be a considerable assistance.
Noriko, do you have any idea what's out there?
Do any of us? Stars, planets, other galaxies, perhaps life as we know it.
Perhaps soon we'll know. My life has been out there, and it still seems to be. It's my probe, my project, that speeds on its way to another planet, to search its depth, its soil, its life, perhaps. Its mysteries, when there are so many mysteries right here on our own planet we haven't even solved. We haven't even scraped the upper regions of the ocean, let alone its farthest depths. Now, we feel that life came first from the ocean. But do we know it as fact? If it is fact, then all animal life, also human beings, are derived from plant life.
I'd never thought of it that way before.
Well, think of it, girl. Think of it. Think of the possibilities out there and here at the same time.
May I help, please?
Can you keep an open mind?
Can you ask me that after the last few days?
It will be dark before we get home, and it's beginning to look like rain. Hey, will you get him out of here and tell him to take that howling mutt with him?
光のようだから外へ出して。
Come closer. Careful. A slight shot could damage the plant.
Then it is a plant.
One completely alien to Japan. I protected it and kept it alive all the way from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Must be pretty important.
What I have in mind for it is an important thing. For a while, I thought it was dying. So far gone, I couldn't revive it. But I found through a mixture of mountain sand and fresh lava rock, I was not only able to revive it, but to strengthen it. You know what it is?
I've never seen anything like it.
Watch.
Why, it's carnivorous.
Attention, insomniacs. It's now time for another Insomniac mail sack. Mr. Lobo, here's that mailman coming now. Thank you, Commander Cody, U.S. Postal Service. Actual letter from John Waters, Baltimore, Maryland. Really? Picture of John Waters and Peaches Christ, both of whom have yet to be on Mr. Lobo's show. And the letter goes like this. Salutations, Mr. Lobo. If I had directed the remake of Plan 9 from Outer Space like I should have, I certainly wouldn't have cast you as Criswell. I knew Criswell. Criswell was a friend of mine, and you, sir, are no Criswell. Your friend, John Waters. Well, John, sorry to read that, since you're really not going to like Mr. Lobo's next project. It's an 11-hour miniseries for Bravo called The John Waters Story, starring Peaches Christ as John Waters and myself as his sidekick Divine. Cinema Insomnia. We'll be right back.
Right now, I'm surprised and entertained.
今、ジョージ・ルーカスを驚かせ、楽しませているもの。キューヘッドの高画質。ナショナル・マックロード・ムービー。
It's something new.
We have a very huge problem.
Destroying the whole town. Dead guy.
Shortly after dusk, a centralized hub of an unknown form of kinetic energy formed here. After its formation, it sent out a shockwave, or pulse, of the energy. Only recently dead humans seem to be affected by the energy. And to make matters worse, these recently dead humans are being controlled. Whatever did this, it's not from here.
The town's been quarantined. No one leaves this sector alive.
Identify yourself.
And we need a plan.
I got him!
If you're just waking up, you're watching Cinema Insomnia.
Darwin called you Dionea Muscipula. I christen you Insectivorous, more commonly known as a Venus flytrap. Now watch this.
I don't understand.
That plant can reason. The ant was too small to be of any food value. It wasn't worth the plant's time or digestion to bother with it. It simply allows the thing it rejects to escape. It's little wonder Charles Darwin became interested. He called it the most wonderful plant in the world. Perhaps he had another theory about the origin of life. This plant can think and reason. Then why can't it be human? Perhaps the lightning will become your father. What do you know of the Venus vesiculosa?
Well, it's a long tubular plant that waves back and forth on the ocean floor and devours hapless marine life that come its way.
Yes, a tubular marine plant that devours prey. Now, from a Venus flytrap, landbound. The Venus vesiculosa, what about? Can you imagine what a potential of a giant those two plants grafted into each other would be?
Then you know of the Venus vesiculosa?
I'll know more when I get to Tokyo.
How long will we be there?
As long as it takes me to order the equipment. Ready? Norco, would you make arrangements for our rooms? I have something I want to do.
Certainly.
And please tell the bell captain to call me a taxi. I'm going to take a train to Tokyo. I'll call you as soon as I'm clear.
Dr. Reagan, don't you think it would be wiser if I start ordering the material you require? Our time is short.
Good. I'll meet you here for dinner about 7.
Uh-huh.
Good. The motor station.
It's intermission time, folks, and that means it's time for a tasty snack. How about a stroll over to the refreshment counter for a delicious bite to eat? You don't have to worry about missing any part of the show because our announcer will let you know 3 minutes before the show starts again. See you over at the refreshment counter.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hello, I'm John Waters, and I'm supposed to announce there is no smoking in this theater, which I think is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of in my life. How can anyone sit through a length of a film, and especially a European film, and not have a cigarette? But don't you wish you had one right now? And I'm telling you that smoke anyway. It gives ushers jobs, and if people didn't smoke, there would be no employment for the youth of today. So once again, no smoking in this theater.
The similarity between a Venus flytrap and a bear trap is quite remarkable, isn't it? The general appearance, the teeth, the action. Now, the bear trap has a trigger right there. And if that trigger is pushed, now the Venus flytrap has a trigger also. In fact, it has 6 of them, 3 on each side. But there's a difference. The bear trap doesn't know a bear from a piece of wood, but the Venus flytrap does. You see, to touch the trigger hair just once is not enough. Nothing happens. But if we touch the trigger hairs more than once, and at just the right intervals, the trap is sprung. You see, no energy is wasted on a twig or a leaf that might fall into the trap. But even more amazing is how those trigger hairs work. There is actually a flow of electrical current from those tiny trigger hairs to the apex of the plant. And when anything touches them, the flow of current is interrupted. A correct number of these negative impulses will cause the trap to spring. If the insect struggles to get away, more pulses cause the trap to close even tighter. Man may have thought he built a better mouse trap, but he's never built one like this. Why, the trap is also a stomach. The animal will soon be digested by the plant, and in a few days, the Venus flytrap will be open for business again. Now, that action of the jaws snapping shut, it can take place in a 25th of a second. It can even catch flies. And yet the plant is completely devoid of muscle tissue. That flow of electric current, we know it's there. And yet the plant has no nervous system. How does it happen? Someday we'll know. The plant life of North America's bogs and swamps reveals that a master craftsman has laid out with intricate design a variety of traps to serve the needs of nature. Some of the traps are passive. The trumpet plant, for example, is a type of pitfall. It's composed of a long, slender tube which will average from 18 to 24 inches in length. Down inside the tube are tiny glands that produce a nectar, and the nectar serves to attract the insects. The cobra plant is another type of pitfall, and like all the others, it may be passive, but it's very effective. The hood of the plant is a maze of tiny windows. These appear to the trapped insects to be a way of escape. In a frustrated attempt for freedom, a false step usually occurs, and the insect adds to the daily mineral requirements of a carnivorous plant. Yet another type of pitfall is the pitcher plant. The shape of the leaves is responsible for its name. The leaves actually grow in such a manner that they form pitchers. Pitchers that are 6 to 8 inches deep and as much as 1 to 2 inches wide. Most of the pitfalls simply allow the prey to follow the line of least resistance. Getting out, however, is an entirely different matter. The tiny hairs on the welcome mat suddenly become spears that surround a prison. When an insect topples in, a pool of death awaits below. The liquid will put him to sleep and then digest him. The traps always eat what they catch. Beautiful, isn't it? But these are not flowers. They're leaves of the sundew plant, nature's own brand of flypaper, and they're covered with bright red hairs. The glands that manufacture the sticky secretion are located at the ends of these hairs, and it is through these same glands that the food is assimilated by the body of the plant. Talk about your traps. This is a working model of one of the most fantastic traps ever built. Now, the prey approaches, triggers the mechanism, this trap even resets itself. Now, can you imagine building all of this complicated mechanism into a trap the size of the head of this pin? God did it. The plant itself, the utricularia, lives beneath the surface of the water. Each of the small globular objects is a trap, much more complicated than our working model. The trap itself is so tiny that it will take a microscope to see it work. But if we're fortunate, we can actually see the plant trap tiny animals. Notice the guide hairs and the 3 small trigger hairs. Now, don't blink your eyes. You're liable to miss the catch. This little animal doesn't know which way to go, and he's just the kind of a fellow utricularia likes to have around. Did you see it? Well, I told you not to blink. You see, the catch is actually made in a 50th of a second. Now watch closely this time. When the trigger hairs are bent, the trap is sprung. And when an animal gets sucked inside, eventually he succumbs and is digested. Even the utricularia sometimes overeats. When we see such a complex mechanism as this, then remember it's no larger than the head of a pin. Man's best traps look strangely cold and ineffective by comparison. Man's progress has not been due to discovery of new things, but merely to the uncovering of principles and devices that God ordained in nature.
This little boy and this little girl, their mother and father too, they all have an urge, and oh what an urge, for something to munch and chew. Choo-choo. Now these are just swell, and this rings the bell. The popcorn is crispy and hot. Then others again have a terrible yen for a drink, then hits the spot. Go, go. So if you want candy, the lobby is handy. A counter with sweets and a crew. With your kind permission, we'll have intermission. We're ready to serve all of you.
Laser beams are drilling. I'm holding my head.
watching TV, and I'm feeling okay. I'm watching movies till dawn, or if there's nothing on, I say they're not bad movies, just misunderstood.
Attention, insomniacs. Mr. Lobo must warn you that tonight's feature was used by the local poison control center to induce vomiting. Don't stay up late. It's not worth it.
Godzilla has a brain about this size. Because all you of Earth are idiots.
Flying saucers have invaded our planet. The whole world is under attack.
In a cyclonic cavalcade of electrifying horror.
Nothing else matters to me. I'm watching TV, and I'm staying up late. I'm watching TV. I'm watching TV, and I'm feeling okay. I'm watching TV.
You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia. Mr. Lobo hopes you enjoyed tonight's intermission. Let's see what John Stanley's Creature Features Guide has to say about tonight's movie. Where is that book? We're going to need the book for the segment. Pardon me. Hello? What do you mean the usual stuff's not working? I see. This is bigger than ratings and demographics. We're dealing with the Ed Wood curse. Can't you feel that sucking sound deep in your bones? I can't sex it up like Elvira. She's showing the Werewolf of Washington and she's killing in the ratings? That doesn't even make any sense. Look, we are colleagues, not competitors. And frankly, Elvira has a couple of things that Mr. Lobo just doesn't have. I see. Yes, I do like my job. Well, like may be a strong word, but excuse me. And now back to the second half of tonight's feature, Ed Wood's justifiably lost and forgotten masterpiece, Venus Flytrap.
Like we just finished our last dive. It's cold up here and cold down there.
Well, maybe this weather will break soon. Suzuki and I are going up the beach about a mile. We'll fan out as long as time permits. And young lady, you'd better stay close to shore. Don't try going down too deep or staying too long. You understand? I just as soon not lose such a lovely assistant.
The nice things you say at times, Doctor.
Let's go.
It's been a long day, and you haven't said a word. I thought you might want to be alone for a while.
I have had solitude up to my ears. Oh, I remember once saying to you, I didn't want to be around people. I'd been crowded too much, but now.
Don't give up, Dr. Bregan. You're not fooling me. You know what you are? You are just plain old-fashioned tired. It's not people, it's not the solitude.
When I was out there this afternoon, I lost control of myself. I felt absolutely alone. I tried to tear up the whole ocean bottom with my bare hands.
That wasn't loneliness you felt. It was aggravation, frustration, because it is taking you so long to find your Venus vesiculosa.
Oracle, thank you. Thank you for being you.
And how could you have been lonely down there? I was with you.
Maybe when my work's finished here, there'll be time for other things.
The Amas.
Amas?
The famous woman divers of Chiba. They dive deeper than any human without artificial aids. It is their profession, gathering abalone and other mussels from the ocean bottom. They've been diving in these waters all their lives. And if the Venus vesiculosa is around here, they'll know, and where.
Well, why haven't you told me about this before?
Would you have listened before?
I guess you're right. I had to look for myself first. Well, how do you contact
Amas,
these?
that's the easy part. We'll contact them on the beach.
You contact them. Bring them here to me. I like to talk to people on my own terms, not theirs. Now, come on.
All right. おはようございます。会いたいことがあるんですけども、ここへ来てくださる？はい。みんな行こう。They understand what I was saying, but not what I was talking about. The Venus vesiculosa means nothing to them.
Then we'll have to show them a picture.
Do we have one?
There's several in this book you picked up for me.
I didn't know you brought it with you.
I had to do something with my nights. Let's
これ
see.
よ。あ、これね。あ、これ知ってるわ。見て。
There.
あ、これ？ちょっとこれ見て。
Where?
あの島の向こうだよ。
I don't need a translation for that. Where?
あの島の向こうなんですよ。
Good.
Mr. Lobo is not a witch, nor am I Elvira. My opponent would like you to believe that she's just like you, except with bigger, you know. Well, some of us are happy with the way God made us, and some of us are even happy with the kinds of films shown on late-night TV. I'm not saying that I am, but there are certainly worse films than Werewolf of Washington. Try Super Wheels on for size. Mr. Lobo would like to think that they're not bad movies, just misunderstood. Now, another thing my opponent, Elvira, has neglected to tell you is that Mr. Lobo is even more like you, except with even bigger tits. I'm Mr. Lobo, and I approve this cleavage.
したらさようなら。
Now, the most menacing musical comedy ever to paint the silver screen, Dream, Little Shop of Horrors. Where did you get such a weird flair? Thrill to the romance.
Will you marry me?
Witness the drama.
You'll be a 10-10. You have a talent for causing things.
I've been saving all month for this. I think I need a root canal. I'm sure I need a long, slow root canal.
Feed me, cowboy! Feed me now! Savor the spectacle of the first plant in motion picture history ever to sing for its supper.
Catch me now, I'm just a mean green mother from outer space, and I'm there.
Starring Rick Moranis, Ellen Greene, Vincent Gardenia, with a special appearance by Steve Martin, James Belushi, John Candy,
Comfy,
and Bill Murray.
It's your professionalism that I respect.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Speaking of pandering to the feeble-minded, Mr. Lobo has been getting a lot of pressure from upstairs to sex things up a bit on the show like they do on other horror host programs. So now it's time for our lucky Reel 7 girl. The girl chosen by you, the insomniacs out there, to introduce the next reel of tonight's feature and hopefully boost ratings with males 18 to 24 in the third quarter of our program. Tell us a little bit about yourself, lucky Reel 7 girl. Maybe pout a little bit, lick your lips.
Sicken me. I have work to do.
Stage fright. What she meant to say was Cinema Insomnia proudly presents Edward D. Wood Jr.'s Venus Flytrap, a.k.a. Double Garden, a.k.a. Devil's Garden, a.k.a. The Revenge of Dr. X, a.k.a. Body of Prey, a.k.a. the worst day of Mr. Lobo's life.
the Venus flytrap with the Venus vesiculosum. Be creating a whole new species, a plant, as human as the human element itself.
But that's impossible, Doctor.
Don't tell me anything is impossible. I refuse the word impossible. And you will also if you wish to continue with me. Damn.
Let me fix that.
It's nothing, it's only a scratch.
Even the scratch can be dangerous. Now, let me take care of it.
A bandage would get in my way. I have no time to waste. Excuse me, please. It looks more vicious than it is. However, don't you try it.
It's finished?
I said that's all I can do.
You know, Mr. Lobo's been getting a little pressure from the boys upstairs to make Cinema Insomnia like other hosted movie shows. Well, your pal Mr. Lobo has an ace up his sleeve. I have an old childhood chum who was my insurance agent, and he happens to resemble a certain celebrity. So let's give him a call.
Intruders! Get them! Get them!
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Creature of unholy vengeance, born in the heart of a man unjustly condemned to death.
death, I shall be stronger than you in life. I will come back from hell and make you pay for your crimes.
A tree monster. Oh, now, Norgu, I know about cannibalistic flowers, but this tree monster is utterly unbelievable.
Dr. Mason, you are a wise lady. But there are many things even the wisest of us do not know.
Land of superstition, terror, and violent hatred. Where beneath the surface of the Polynesian islands, the earth gives grotesque and terrible birth to a monstrous creature, sworn to kill and torture and destroy.
I beg you, pull up the roots so it will die before it murders everyone.
You know what? I have an eerie feeling that this thing knows what we're saying.
That pulse beat is almost human.
Don't be stingy at a time like this, dearie.
Relentlessly, the baranga pursues its prey. Impervious to destruction by mortal hands, ravaging the world in its madness.
We've got to find her. Let's go back. Come on. Doc, I never saw anything like this. Those bullets bounce off like baby shot on a stone wall.
Mr. Lobo is under a little pressure from the boys upstairs to make Cinema Insomnia like other hosted movie shows. Well, Mr. Lobo happens to have an ace up his sleeve. An old school chum of mine who, well, he's my insurance agent, and he also has a very uncanny resemblance to a certain known celebrity. Let's give him a call, shall we?
Welcome to G-Surance. This call may be monitored for quality control. How can I make today more affordable and customer-friendly?
Greetings. Yes, I'd like to make some adjustments to my policy, please.
Well, I'd be happy to do that for you, sir. Do you have your G-Surance policy number?
Hold on. Larry, it's me.
Mr. Lobo?
Yes.
Pally, let me get your policy up on my screen.
Thank you.
How's the Lobo-mobile?
Not well, actually. She was emitting a noxious, foul smoke kind of thing, and now she's in a garage, and we're not driving her, and she's just staying there in that garage, and I'm still paying $145 a month. Is there some way we can adjust my policy so I'm paying less?
Sure, Mr. Lobo. Let's see, we'll reduce your mileage down to 0. That'll make your next payment due at the end of the month. Let's see, $49.16. Would you like to make that payment now?
Could you bill me, please?
Sure.
Hey, wait! Your father will be the rain! Your father the lightning!
I'll get you some coffee.
Thank you, Noriko.
Will you be taking the cover off soon?
In all probability, tonight. The arms must not remain under the cover for too long a time. Needs the sunlight and the purity of rain. You heard the weather report?
In these mountains, it always rains at night this time of the year. Hot and black.
Just what I need.
You've been working too hard again. You must rest once in a while.
The success of my creation is all in the world that matters to me.
No matter how busy a woman is, she always finds time to eat and to rest. A man, he is different. He finds his strength in other things. I'm sorry if I sounded like a nagging fishwife. It will not happen again.
No. You are not at fault. You owe me no apologies. No scientist in the world could ask for a better assistant.
That's very nice of you to say.
But I mean it. Never once have I had to repeat orders. Never once has anything been mislaid. If something was needed, you were the first to know where it was to be found. And who would have known of the Amas and their role in life?
Now you bring the red to my face.
A little blush never hurt anybody. But we must hurry. It will take us most of the day to prepare the serums for tonight's unveiling.
Yes, Doctor.
And Norco, please be sure and have a full bottle of brandy on hand. We may both need it before the night is through.
Kawai-san. Brandy ito onegai ne. No sooner said than done, as you Americans would say.
It must rain, it must rain. Everything depends on it.
It's early. See the clouds?
There's been clouds like those before, and thunder and lightning, and still it didn't rain.
It will rain.
You're always so damn positive about everything.
Since the operation. It's alive.
Yes, but for how long? So much depends upon the rain. Hey, rain!
Will there be anything else, Mr. Lobo?
Actually, yes. It's about the show. I was wondering if maybe, you kept bugging me to buy errors and emissions insurance. I'm thinking maybe of finally taking you up on that.
Are you still on the air?
Yes, we're still on the air, Larry. We've been doing the show for 10 years.
And you still don't have E&O insurance? You aren't still running all those old films. You're lucky you haven't been sued. You'll never get on a decent national network without E&O.
Well, Larry, maybe you could come down to the studio and give us an estimate so we can get some coverage.
Well, I'm off soon. I'll drop by in a few minutes.
All right, well, thanks, Larry. We'll see you soon. My friend, Larry Servo. Cinema Insomnia will be right back.
Playing a game やったことない てよドラマを作ろうロールプレイングゲームやり尽くした人も満足させますマリオですスーパーファミコンソフトスーパーマリオ RPG スーパーファミコンが4000円安くなるクーポン券付き
The world is shocked by a person who changed his sex. Thus, the strange case of Glenn, who was Glenda, one and the same person, not half man, half woman, but nevertheless man and woman in the same body. He dares to enter the street dressed in the clothes he so much desires to wear. Glenn is engaged to be married to Barbara. Glenn's problem is a deep one, but he must tell her soon. She's begun to notice things. Soon she will realize. He learned that foreign doctors were doing marvelous work with a sex change. Man to woman, woman to man.
I mean, these movies weren't worth paying for in the first place, so paying a lot to insure them doesn't make any sense. Oh, hi, greetings. This is Mr. Lobo, and I'm here with my good friend, Larry Servo, who is also my G-Surance agent.
Representative.
Fine.
Anyway, if you want to get some insurance for your show, you're going to have to make some changes around here. I mean, you may not have all the necessary rights and licenses to run all the materials in your show. I mean, these old films have product names, published characters, and registered music. Plus you do all these parodies and satires of, other people's intellectual property.
What do you mean, Larry?
Well, you reference characters and, things that you haven't cleared with the copyright owners.
Look, you can't ask permission to make fun of somebody, Larry. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not trying to put Coke in somebody's Kool-Aid. I'm just trying to show the people a good time on a Saturday night.
That's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about.
What kind of thing?
Oh.
Okay, Larry, why don't you watch the next segment of tonight's movie, and then you can tell me if you feel there's anything liable or actionable in it, all right?
Okay.
What happened?
It's dying, isn't it?
Is it so important, Doctor? Nothing is so important as your own health.
I don't see how it could be dying.
There may still be some chance.
I don't understand what it might be.
We can always start over.
I must be back at the Cape in a month. I haven't time to start over.
Remember? You told me once you wouldn't allow the word impossible to be used.
I still haven't used it, and I don't intend to. I'll find the answer. I'm all right now, thank you.
Doctor.
What would you have me do?
Bury it and forget it. That's the best way.
Sure, it's always best to bury one's mistakes, I guess.
You did your best.
Apparently my best hasn't been good enough.
Aida! Something about the plant.
Oh, come on.
You've succeeded after all.
Last night it was dying.
You can't argue with fate, Doctor.
I wonder. Get out of here, both of you. Oh, wait. Have him get me some mice, rabbits, chickens, anything he can trap, and I want them now. In the meantime...
No, Dr. Reagan, you can't mean what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
Rabbits, chicken, and mice, and puppies. I wish that thing had died. I wish it had withered away, and Kalai had buried it.
Get out of here, both of you, and take those damn mutts with you. Glandular count has the same count as the blood around a human heart. It's all there. You can move as well as you can feel. I know you can. I'll make you move. All I need is the blood of a human being to prove the fact. It will be proof without a shadow of a doubt that man is descended from plant life. I'll make you move. Those stumps, your legs. They're strong enough to carry 10 times your weight. It takes the blood of a human heart to prove my theory. You will have the blood of a human heart.
Okay, now, who in their right mind is going to take responsibility for that steaming pile of cinema?
What happened to... They're not bad movies, they're just misunderstood.
Oh, come on, Larry, give me a break. It's just a harmless dig.
That's one of the things I like about your show. You give the movies their proper respect without whizzing all over them like my loudmouth brother. God, he thinks he's so cute.
Look, Larry, Mr. Lobo's going to have to be honest with you. There's a reason I asked you to be on my show, and it's not because I wanted to buy insurance from you. I'll explain it to you during the break. Cinema Insomnia will be right back. Okay, this is what it's...
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, wolves, turtles, bunnies, and a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
Chia Pets and Trees are available at Eckerd, Revco, Rite Aid, and Kmart. Makes a great gift.
He forgets I'm his mother. Prompt the TV dinner. Prompt the alarm goes off in the morning. And what is the first thing he hears? Me.
Not talking to me? Well, I can understand how it can be with new friends.
Henry Fudd, one of that rare breed who's willing to share the joys of life with his fellow man.
Wow, are you growing? Oh, and so fast.
Please Don't Eat My Mother, an idea of what can blossom from the planting of a few seeds.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
Henry, help me, Henry.
Oh, no, you can't do that, even if she is my mother.
Henry, what a way to go. Henry.
my goodness. There went my mother.
Please Don't Eat My Mother. Coming to devour you soon.
That's ridiculous. Your show's not comparable to my brother's show. Those guys take the ugliest girl to the dance and make fun of her. You put lipstick on that pig and show her a really good time.
I know, Larry. Mr. Lobo knows. But could you please, I'm begging you. We've got it all set up. Would you please watch the movie with me?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even like talking during the movie. It's like those people that are on their cell phones, you know? I mean, I've never riffed before. Well, I did experiment a little at college.
Larry, you remember when we were kids in elementary school, we had that radio-controlled R2-D2, and we took it out to the parking lot, filled it with M80s, and blew it up?
Oh, that was funny. Yeah. We sure had good times.
We sure did.
All right, just this once as a favor for an old friend.
Really? You mean it?
Yeah, I think that.
Oh! We've got movie alert time! To watch the movie. Come on. Say something cheeky.
You say something cheesy. Or cheeky, whatever. This isn't working out. Would you stop? Oh, God.
Expecting us to be clever.
You be clever.
Fine. I will be clever.
I doubt it.
I will come up with a riff. I will tear this movie apart.
Now some sleep for me.
Give me a minute.
Insectivores, by morning we should have proof positive.
You do it. God, stop it. This isn't working out. All right, here it goes. This movie isn't very good.
Which one of you is heckling the film? There's no talking permitted in this theater. This film is for the enjoyment of everyone, and we've been getting complaints about your comments. If you can't keep them to yourself, I'm going to have to ask you and your friend to leave. Do you understand?
I'm sorry.
He's got Tourette's.
Oh, no, you're fine.
You wait. Just wait and see. Noriko, you should have more faith. Much more faith.
Something happened to Kawaii.
What happened?
That's him.
It's moved. What did you do to him?
Go.
It's moved.
Dr. Braden, Kawhi did nothing to your stupid plant. It attacked him. This thing is a monster. You are no longer Dr. Bragan scientist. You are becoming Dr. Bragan madman. Give it up, please.
Don't be silly.
It's affecting your mind.
There is nothing wrong with my mind.
Give it up.
If that's all you can say, will you get out of here?
This is still my family's home. I'll go where I please. What's wrong with your hand?
I have told you. I wear this leather mitt as protection from a cut. Nothing more.
Oh.
Would you leave me alone for a while? Now, please?
Of course, Doctor.
Well, that was interesting. It appears Mr. Lobo's little experiment was a resounding failure.
Yeah, you should stick with your strengths.
Well, apparently, Mr. Lobo's strengths aren't appreciated by the powers that be, or in the ratings, or by the crew, or even the fans. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Mr. Lobo is very good at what he does. Excuse me if I'm not Elvira, or Rod Serling, or Bob Wilkins, or The Crypt Keeper, or Zachary, or Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I'm sorry, sir. I warned you about talking during the movie, and now I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Cinema Insomnia! We'll be right back! I hope! Ow!
Come closer, closer, closer. Not that close, you peeping toms. Have you no shame? Back off.
Okay, now that we have your undivided attention, we were kind of wondering, what does this do to you? Hit it, Clay. Nice data, very strong.
Let's see what it did to Joel.
You got a whole lot of love.
Mystery Science Theater 3000. The experiment begins with the robot versus the Aztec mummy.
Say ah. That's very good. Hello, I'm Dr. Cosmo McKinley. I'd like to tell you about a new film from the gang that gave you the Rocky Horror Show. Shock treatment.
You need a bit of shock treatment. Get you jumping like a real live wire. Need a bit of shock treatment. So look out, mister, don't you blow your last resistor for a vista that'll mystify ya.
You'll be pathetically crazy about shock treatment. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Mr. Lobo, this is Joel Hodgson. I don't really appreciate you using my characters on my show, and, well, I've contacted my lawyers. I hope you guys have errors and omissions insurance. because you're kind of in trouble.
Something has happened to his dog.
That plant!
Well, that was my first thought. But the dog was tied a good 15 feet away from him. His arms couldn't have possibly reached that far.
Look! It's a monster, and it should be destroyed before any more damage can be done.
Destroy him when I know I've succeeded? He moved by his own volition. I know it.
How could it? How could a plant move?
I'm going to prove it one way or another tonight. Sleepy?
I wasn't, but now I'm not sure.
Sitting here talking, the next minute we're out cold. My creation! It's gone!
What?
Yes, I told you he could move.
I could have moved it. I'd go find him.
No, he didn't do it. It moved by itself.
It's carnivorous. If that thing gets to the village, there is no telling what it might do.
Anything. Anything might happen. The villagers. They might destroy my proof of the real basis of human evolution.
We've got to warn the people. We must let them know of the danger.
We must find him first. That's the important thing. Come on. Stop! There's someone. Hurry!
大きなモンスターが牛や鶏を殺して向こうの山へ行っちゃった。みんなで殺してやるんだ。
It's been here, all right. They've seen it.
Do they know where it is?
They've gone to search it out and destroy it.
Unless I miss my guess. My creation is so powerful, but now it could devour anything. Soon be dawn. It won't be easy. But now, trust me, I'll find a way. Yes. Yes. Now, you wait here. I mean, you stay here. Don't follow me. I must do this alone.
What are you going to do?
Destroy it. I will destroy my creation, my work of genius.
But how?
I don't know, but I'll find a way.
You're not going up there alone.
It's my creation. It's my place to destroy it. It has nothing to fear from me. Besides, no one else could get close enough to do anything effective. But I can. I have to find a small farm animal.
Be careful, Dr. Bragan.
Thanks for everything, Norco. You stay here. If you stay, the villagers will stay. Stay. Norco, stay here. Villagers want to kill you, but we are full of them. You and I. You belong to High Ridge. You won't follow us there. We'll escape, you and I. Yeah. Find a nice, safe place to continue our work. Where are you? Sector boys! Where are you? There you are. Come on, old boy. I won't let them hurt you. I won't let them hurt you. Take the goat. Take the goat. I'll lead you to safety. Come on, old man. Take the goat. Come on. Come on. Just follow me. Just follow me.
The mysteries of inner Earth, volcanoes and earthquakes, held captive since the beginning of time, will unleash hellish pent-up fury. Mother Earth herself revolts against man. And as the roaring fires of inner Earth wreak havoc and destruction, the core of our world will burn to a glowing ember and die. Remember, my friend, that danger and deliverance go hand in hand.
Thank you for watching Cinema Insomnia.